We're here at the FT Future of Europe Summit, discussing the challenges of the European Union, and I'm here with Emmanuel Macron, France's economy minister. The EU has been going through multiple crises, the Greek crisis, the Eurozone crisis, the refugee crisis, and now Brexit. Do you think the EU is on the verge of collapsing, or do you think there's a risk of unraveling?
No, I don't want to be so pessimistic, but I think for sure we have a lot of challenge. You're right to say that we are running crisis after crisis. And now today is not just to find a quick fix, but to provide our people a clear roadmap on what we want to do. I think that today, obviously, we will have a lot of energy and a lot of time taken on the Brexit issue. But we can obviously address the different items that you people will discuss and how the UK people will vote. But beyond that, my deep conviction today is that we have to propose our people a new roadmap, a new scheme to say how to deal with economic imbalances, how to deal with refugee crisis, how to deal with our security issues. And all these items are about external risks, asymmetric shocks, and the EU and the Eurozone are our best protection. So what we have to do is in a certain way to reset the model, to reform the model, and to say how we have to reinvent the EU and the Eurozone of the 21st century. That's our challenge. That's why I think that the UK has a very important role to play with Germany, France, Italy, and all the players and partners to invent this new differentiated Europe.
The Leave campaign argues that if the UK exits the EU, it'll be able to renegotiate the same kind of trade deals or even migration deals like the UK Accord. What do you respond to that?
I think that's a big mistake. The best possible trade deal is the one you have, and especially the one just renegotiated with the rest of the EU. The day after, first you will have volatility, for sure, because it will take, according experts, 1 to 2 years, and following the treaty, you have till 2 years to negotiate the exit and the implementation of the exit. Second point, you can renegotiate a trade agreement, but it will take time to renegotiate. The momentum will not be in favor of the UK, and fine, you can try to negotiate a trade agreement as Norway or Switzerland. But I just want to remind you that first, you have contribution to the budget of the EU as a precondition, and second, it provides you access to the single market, but not automatically full-fledged access, which is something different. So those who pretend that passporting will be preserved exactly following the same rules without any contribution to the budget are making a big mistake, because it's completely wrong. So for sure, you can renegotiate the trade arrangements, but this trade deal will be less favorable for the UK than being part of the club. You have a steel case today in your country. We have a steel case, even if it's less violent than in yours. But do you think that you will be in a situation to protect your steel industry tomorrow if you are alone as the UK economy facing the Chinese one? Or do you think you are in a better situation today as part of the EU to negotiate with the Chinese, impose your tariffs, and protect your people against unfair behaviors? I do believe it's much more efficient to be part of the EU.
Final question, you've just created your political movement that is aiming to transcend the right and the left. Are you ruling out running for president next year?
I think it's not the right question at all. The right question is, do we succeed precisely in creating the new progressive movement France needs? I do believe, as a minister today, that my country needs a new political offer. Why? Because we are blocked by the right and left approach. This approach makes sense, but the key questions for our countries are about labor market and how to create a new society of workers, are about freedom and justice, about Europe. There is no consensus in the two key parties on this issue. On all this issue, you have a progressist approach and you have a conservative approach, which for me is the right opposition. I want to build the progressist approach in the coming months. I want to involve our people to be part of it and to have a new way to proceed, much more inclusive with people. And for me, the top priority today is to deliver and to create this new political offer.
Thank you, Emmanuel Macron.